the tower was almost done, and having a tower nowadays is just really clunky.
Okay,
It's like
Grandpa. Do you
it's
have
like
your rotary phone there too? It's that time again. Time for the all new Culture Cast, which begins right now. I'm Nick,
I'm the Gorehound.
and you're listening to the all new Culture Cast, and we're back again with another episode. Hey, Gorhan, I never meant to ask you, but before we started, do I sound okay? I know we got you figured up. I don't know if I sound good on your end there.
You sound perfect. Your video
Awesome.
is like a few second delayed, but
Okay.
I get the picture.
You get the picture because it's a video. Wah wah. Alrighty. Well, today we're going to be talking about a big movie. I think you were super excited about this one, Gorehound. Um,
I'm not even sure if I can relay how it like it wasn't even excitement anymore. It was just obligation to fulfill this oath that I promised myself, and I promised Godzilla that I was gonna like go for it because I invested way too much emotionally into this movie. It's unacceptable.
yes. Of course, we're talking about Godzilla versus Kong. The latest, was it the fourth movie in the MonsterVerse series? There was what, Godzilla, and then Kong Skull Island, and then
No,
Godzilla
no,
King of Mountains.
there was Godzilla with Jack Black, and then Godzilla, and
Godzilla with
then
Jack Black.
yeah, that like 3 hour one.
Oh, that was King Kong. But that one's not connected to this.
Was that King Kong?
I'm pretty sure. It like took place in the 1930s.
No, oh, but like it had Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
I thought it was part of the same universe.
Mm-mm. Unconnected.
Hmm. I don't know why it wouldn't be. So then what came before Kong Skull Island?
Nothing. That was the first in this series. That was the first Kong movie.
I'm I'm gonna call BS on
Okay. Now it's Gorehound versus Nick.
that. I think that that one was
No, because Kong Skull Island, no one knew Godzilla. No one knew Kong existed, and in that Jack Black one, which was an adaptation of the novel, Kong died in it.
did he?
Mm-hmm. Fell
Good.
off the Empire State Building. It was Beauty that killed the Beast.
No way. I actually own that movie. I should get no, it's not even worth it 3 hours. I remember that was like the worst part about it was because like, oh my gosh, it's so long. It's a monster movie, and they're like being emotional about it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not a Zack Snyder cut, so it doesn't need to be that long.
but yeah, so
Um,
yeah, we're talking Godzilla v Kong. This movie has been, I don't know if I'm just unnatural and just a bit too obsessed with Godzilla, but I have been following this movie ever since the first Godzilla, or no, since King of Monsters. Uh, that was the last Godzilla, right?
King
King
of
of Monsters.
Monsters, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been looking forward to this since then. You know, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I don't know why. So,
See, and uh, I won't call myself a huge fan, but I'm more invested in King Kong than I am Godzilla.
who did you want to win?
I want King Kong to win, and it's horseshit that they implied Godzilla won.
Not gonna get into this. I'm not gonna get into this on the Godzilla
Of
v
course.
King Kong podcast.
Yeah, okay, we're already spoiling it. The movie's been out with spoilers from here on out. Here's the thing that annoys me, is that they promised one will fall, one will be killed. No, and I knew it wasn't going to happen because
No,
they want,
they said that one was gonna be a winner,
yeah, but
and there was a
Kong,
winner.
the winner was us.
No,
Um,
Godzilla won straight up.
but Kong wasn't defeated. He got back up, and then they teamed up, and they took down Mechagodzilla.
Yes, but in that instance, it was a who is king, who is bowing down to who, and Like the trailer kept on
Kong
saying,
bows to
"Kong
no
bows to
one.
no one." I got so sick of that trailer. Albeit I was probably watching a bit too much HBO, but uh, no, I mean Godzilla one's fair and square. Yes, Godzilla, King Kong had one takedown of him, but in the end, Kong bowed down because he was dead and Godzilla wasn't dead. So
Well, I wouldn't say Kong bowed. He just got defeated. It's a
right,
difference, I feel.
by almost killed.
It's
Godzilla
horseshit.
doesn't get almost killed. He just recuperates.
Kong got better when that magical ship blew up in front of him and restarted his heart.
So
'Cause that's how
so
things work.
let's back up a little bit. So yes, like we said, that this is a far into the series. The last one was Godzilla King of Monsters, where there was a universe that was introduced to show us how many of these Titans. They are not, as the Japanese, what does the Japanese universe call them?
Kuju?
Kaiju.
Kaiju?
Right. These are not kaiju, and if you say kaiju, you will get sued. So you might want to beep us out for those few instances,
No, I live dangerously. We're not beeping.
because these are two vastly different universes.
But
Even
what are
though
kaijus?
what
Aren't
are
those? That's in Pacific Rim, right? Isn't kaiju just a general term for any like Japanese monster?
are you trying to irk me, or are
No,
you
no,
just asking?
I'm legitimately asking.
Okay.
Like, isn't that just a generic term for like?
Yes, right, yes. And so Pacific Rim, I always felt like they were trying to make something on par with a Godzilla, or I mean, I still don't really find King Kong to be a kaiju.
He's
Um,
not. He really because he was made separate from that. Um,
right. Because a kaiju is, a Godzilla or uh or Mothra or some other giant thing that isn't an animal or something human, other than geez, I'm dropping the ball on all my Godzilla references. Who was the robot guy in the kaiju
was it
universe?
Mecha Godzilla? I
No.
don't know much about Godzilla stuff other than some of the names of the monsters.
Yeah, no, this is important.
I'm sorry. I'm on the Wikipedia page for kaiju, and someone had to have put this in for a joke. It says in one of the opening paragraphs, other notable examples of kaiju characters include Rodan, Mothra, King Goriah, Gamera, and Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Prove them wrong.
That's going to be the next sequel, like Godzilla versus Kong versus Clifford.
How long is that gonna stay up?
I don't know, but I'm going to be checking it every couple days now.
Oh man. Who's this dumbass guy? It was so back in the day, they like put up this contest to see like what kind of kaiju do you guys want to see? And they just like brought out this dumbass man.
Oh, does he look like he's in like a robot suit?
Yeah.
Like kind of silver and sort of like a round, not a round, but like almost like a disc-shaped type head.
Ultraman? That might be it.
Yeah, Ultra series. I'm looking. It's listed here on the Kaiju page.
Yeah.
It has like a little. It has a little like red in
Yeah.
him. And it has like a fin on his head.
Wait, but Ultraman isn't human sized.
I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it right there. So yeah, in the last Godzilla movie, we were introduced that there's, I think, 100 to maybe 300 kaiju, because at all of these monarch outposts are purportedly remnants or remains of a kaiju, and so like Ghidorah was number one, and I don't know what all these other ones are. But so there's a whole bunch of this, so it really expands the universe. and King Kong is at one of those other monarch outposts. So in the future, we could really see a whole bunch more. And we
They have a
didn't really.
ton of monsters.
Right, right, right. And so backstory filled. There's a huge universe out there, and we get introduced to, not to jump too far forward, but two kaiju, but the Mechagodzilla is kind of a man-made. Not kind of, he is a
Yeah.
man-made.
With by the end of the movie, it seems like it's somehow the brainwaves of King Ghidorah, the bad guy from the last movie,
Yeah,
like somehow takes over Mecha. At least it's implied that he takes over Mechagodzilla.
right. So King Ghidorah is a dragon-type creature with three heads that communicate telepathically. And so the theory was if a severed Ghidorah head was able to be captured, of which it was, they could then use that head to control a different kaiju because
That makes no sense.
all kaiju communicate on the same wavelengths because that's what makes them kaiju. Is it's kind of like a trait of them. Like they can all communicate telepathically. And that's how Godzilla kind of knows what's going on in different parts of the world because he can sense them.
Hmm.
So typically, before this universe was created, Godzilla was able to um, detect differences in radiation, and that's when he would arise. But this is a different universe, different theories, and proceed forward.
So, bringing King Kong into the mix, I guess, isn't that surprising because there was an old school film from the 60s called King Kong versus Godzilla, which
Mm-hmm.
I thought HBO Max had on their service.
Mm.
I was going to try to watch it, but it doesn't look like if it was there, it's not there anymore.
Mm.
Because I want to do a compare and contrast. But
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see who won that one.
Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, so to get to the premise of the story, Godzilla is freaking out. They made it seem like he was tearing shit up all over the place, but he really wasn't. We saw like two examples of him like causing chaos, which it was very quickly attributable to some causes, um, and so then brings in King Kong to be like, can you guys just like talk it out? Um,
I like how this movie it was less of a Godzilla movie and more of a King Kong movie, if you really think about it.
Yeah, it very much was. And I mean, I my year was multiple years of my life were dependent on this outcome. And the fact that Godzilla won really substantiated that. Where I can't really pick apart this movie because Godzilla won fair and square, and so we
Well,
can argue.
here's another thing to look at. Godzilla may have won the fight between him and Kong, but if it wasn't for Kong, Godzilla would have been killed by Mecha Godzilla.
That is that's what it
Yeah,
looked like,
yeah,
but Godzilla has not been killed.
well, he would have been. It wasn't looking good for good old Zilla there.
So
And King
we're not
Kong's like, yo,
we're not there yet. We're
bro.
not there yet. Um, so yeah, and there's all these elements that they bring into the story, most particularly Hollow Earth theory, which I just love. I've looked into this theory independently of Godzilla,
You
and I just
totally would.
and I love that they brought it in. They got it wrong, but I like the effort.
So they got this fictional theory wrong.
Yeah. So, um,
Okay.
we could get into it
What
later.
did they get wrong?
Okay, we could sidestep this. Oh no, we can jump to it. So the Hollow Earth theory says that there's two openings, not the direct poles of the planet, but nearby. And this also ties into Nazi propaganda because the Nazis were actually looking for the Hollow Earth also. Um, so if you
Those
go the
Nazis
Hollow
always up to something.
I know, honestly. So Hollow Earth, independent of Godzilla, it was basically there's two openings on each approximate set, um, pull of the globe, and then once you go in, you have this whole other world that's inside, and it's hollow. So what they showed us was that there was basically an Earth inside of a shell, because what we saw was a bottom of the land, and kind of like it's difficult to explain,
It
but
was like um, it, the Hollow Earth. You're talking about the Hollow Earth in the movie, and
yeah,
it was kind of like Super Mario Galaxy, where it was like two like surfaces, and you jump high enough, you'll flip to the other side.
right. And that's wrong because really, it's difficult to explain because there's nothing else that's like it. So you can't like say like a donut hole or like the inside of an apple or something. It's just it's we don't really know. Um, so you really should be able to just you walk on like if you think you're walking on the earth, you should be able to just flip yourself 180 and walk on the other side. At the center of the hollow earth is going to be the sun or a magma type, magma type ball that heats the earth, because you can't deny that the inside of the earth is real hot. It's because there's a big molten ball of magma, and that's what illuminates the entire sky. When they were showing us, we don't really know where that light source was coming from in the hollow earth. So, and it's not really attributable based on the most common hollow earth theory.
They don't talk about it's just a place. They don't really go into the science of the Hollow Earth. It's just a place. Maybe if they do a sequel, they'll do more of it. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool how they
Right.
had like gravity was all screwed up. I don't get where the little portal came from. Like why they had to go through a portal. Like they're like traveling through the Earth and then they go in this like weird like Star Trek type portal and then they're on the other side.
Right. Like, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to traverse. But
Especially yeah, and especially since they break their own rule when they go up to Hong Kong and
yeah, that was pretty
no
silly.
portal there.
Right. Be like, okay, I guess that was straight up silly, but like it paid off because you typically see like Godzilla like, firing his breath up into the sky, and then you're like, wait, what? He's spitting his fire down into the earth? What? So I enjoyed it.
Do you
Yes,
think
this
this
movie wasn't
movie?
a Hollow Earth movie. It just had Hollow Earth elements of it, which I really appreciated. So
Do you think this movie was called Godzilla versus Kong, not because it was King Kong, but Hong Kong that Godzilla thoroughly destroys?
yeah, there was some massive destruction in there, but at the same time, I kind of appreciated it because I
Oh,
was like,
you go in, yeah, you go into one of these movies and this is what you expect. This is what you're supposed to get out of it. Like you can't come out of this movie like, well, they had too much destruction in there. I don't think that was right. Like, no, it's a Godzilla movie. You're going to destroy Hong Kong. I mean,
right, because one of the
it's
criticisms
part
of
of the
the
deal.
one of the criticisms of the previous Godzilla movies was that there was way too much human action. We
Mm,
are going into this to watch a Godzilla movie. Um, I want to see Godzilla, and to see Godzilla, you need good lighting. And when you're trying to make him mysterious and all that, it's like we already know what Godzilla looks like. We know how massive and sick he looks. You don't have to hide it. And so bringing him into Japan or Hong Kong, it just lights up, and there is so much action. It was great. It was excessive and just well worth it. I watched this movie with my volume at 100%. It was so worth it.
I'm sure your wife and child appreciate that.
No, I watched this during the morning it was released, where the ghoul was at daycare and the my graveyard queen was out running errands. So
One I haven't seen Godzilla or King of the Monsters, but one of the criticisms I heard for
you
those
haven't
films is
watched it yet?
No, I don't care. Um,
Disappointment.
one of the criticisms I've heard of those movies is that the action sequences, it was so dark and you didn't
Right.
get to see anything. And here in this one, the action was it's even though it was at night, it was clear.
Hmm.
It was like I love the neon lights. Like that was really a real cool touch.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then during the Mechagodzilla fight, they switched to daytime, which you could see even better. So
Hmm.
I appreciated that. Like, okay, you
Yeah.
can see what's going on. That's good. And the fight scenes with between Godzilla and Kong were pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to see someone out there make a YouTube video of the fight scene, but then adding, like when they're like going rah, or they're like roaring at each other, adding like subtitles on what they think they're saying,
Yeah.
just like witty one-liners to one another.
No, because they're speaking in like a different species language.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see I just for a
Yeah.
joke, like when Kong's like when Godzilla's shooting his atomic breath and Kong has his axe and it's coming down on Godzilla, like Kong says like, "Have a breath, man."
Yeah. But no, that fight sequence was uh, really great, and I really appreciated seeing a different type of kaiju fight Godzilla because King Kong is a monkey, and he was acting like a monkey, and I thought it was great because um, coming into this, I was like, King Kong can't really stand up to Godzilla, um, and I'm saying this now after the movie. My opinion on this movie would have been very skewed prior to it, because, like I said, my happiness depended on the outcome of this movie. Um, but
Where
yeah,
Godzilla got his ass handed to him and King Kong saved him.
oh, yeah, if Godzilla had lost, um, I wouldn't
Even
have.
if Godzilla lost, he wouldn't have been killed. Like that's going into this movie, I knew it was going to be like any other versus movie where they'll fight, but then they'll like team up at the end,
Yes,
which is
yes,
exactly what happened.
we all knew that, but Wingard said that there would be a winner at the end because that's was a big criticism of Batman v Superman was because everybody was like they're not really fighting each other. It's they weren't, but in this there was a clear winner. King Kong was defeated and he was demoted to being king of the Hollow Earth. That's not a win. That's like
That'd be a
that's
win for Kong, though. I mean, if you look at him in the movie, he's on Skull Island, but Skull Island is crap, so he had to put this dome over it,
yeah,
and he knew the dome was there. He every day he throws like a tree at it, like, "Ha, I know what you're doing, but whatever,"
right,
and he wasn't happy. And him being to the Hollow Earth, like the minute he gets there, he's like he sees some monster and immediately kills it. Like, "Hey, I'm Kong here. You're gonna listen to me." Like Kong's happy. Like this is what he wanted. He has a spot where he could be happy. He's not enclosed. He has more people of his kind. Well, monsters. We don't know if there's other Kongs there, but
yeah.
other than
So
might be. There's a rumor of what the next film might be, which would be like Son of Kong. But we'll see if they'll do that.
is that the next one?
Well, it's a rumor. I don't know
Huh.
if it's actually going to be, but they might do a Son of Kong film. Take it with a grain of salt. They might end up doing something else, like I don't know. Godzilla has a daughter and Kong has a son. They start dating and whoa, hijinks ensue.
Yeah. No, I have legit not heard any rumors for the next one in the universe. Um, and I'm kind of happy that I'm not hearing about it because I really want um, the studios to see like how great this is. But then again, I'm just very biased and I could watch Godzilla movies after Godzilla movies. Um,
I'm sure this movie, Godzilla vs. Kong, it was a runaway smash hit. It got fairly good reviews, which is always
yeah.
good. It was one of the highest things on streaming, which is
Yeah.
good. And
For
it's
the
the
entire
most
year, I've been trying to find some movie to watch that's new, that's gonna be fun, and like it's just very dry. I
It,
check Redbox like every week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to watch one thing. And like the one thing that I want to watch is like the sequel to The Craft. And I'm like, that's not something to look forward to.
uh,
So
it broke. It's the most. They said it was the most successful box office movie at the box office since the pandemic began. So they're going to have another installment in this series. However that turns out, whether it's a Kong movie or a Godzilla movie, um,
yeah,
they're definitely going to have something.
yeah.
I
I just
kind of
want to
felt
throw my vote in for Gamera. I really want to see Gamera in the studios.
was
Uh,
Gamera the movie you made me watch like a year and a half ago, and we were going to podcast on it, and then we never did.
the turtle.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
turtle, and there's like the little kids who are like helping the turtle or something.
Right. Yeah. Um, yeah, Gamera is up there in like my top three kaiju. Yeah.
They could. Who
So,
knows?
but yeah, I mean, and frankly, if I would really be fine if they took it a step back and it was just like Godzilla v just like some dumbass like Rodan, so that they
Well, they
could like
killed. Didn't Rodan already come out?
uh as like a supporting character, but like
Did they kill Rodan, or is he still around?
uh killing a kaiju is kind of a weird thing because you could bring them back any way you want. So, I mean, look at uh like King Ghidorah. We were very much expecting we wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Mecha Ghidorah. Um, because you can make mecha out of anything. So,
I one of the I couldn't call it a problem, but one of the things I noticed about this movie is that, and I was curious how they were going to do it. Like unlike a movie like Batman versus Superman or Freddy versus Jason or uh, uh, any other versus movie,
yeah.
that you have like human characters who have reasons why they're facing off against one another. Godzilla and Kong, it seems like it was a stretch. Like, why are they fighting? Oh, they have an ancient rivalry. Oh, okay, but why? Um, and like, why would Kong know? Because Kong has been on the island and he's not as old. So how would he know about this ancient rivalry? Like they immediately wants to like Godzilla, I'm going to fight you. It just
Um,
seems
so I mean, each of them had their
contrived.
own reasons. Godzilla is a factor, or is um, Godzilla equalizes the Earth when there is too much things that are out of balance. He comes to set them straight. King Kong is just being used because people don't understand Godzilla. But like Godzilla was clearly going after Mechagodzilla
Oh,
because
I know that, but like God,
okay.
like they did not.
In
I
in
get
regards to
why.
the human aspect,
Well,
you're
I
saying.
I don't care about the humans. F the humans. But I for it just seems like Godzilla targeted Kong because he just was Kong. If Godzilla didn't like Kong, how come Godzilla never went to Skull Island to like take him out?
Because he was kept underneath the shell.
But before that, like in the Skull Island movie, we don't know when the shell happened, I guess, but in the Skull Island movie,
Because Godzilla wasn't messing with anybody. I mean, because King Kong wasn't messing it with anybody.
but he wasn't messing with anyone when he was on the boat. They were just trying to take him home.
The boat scene was prompted because of Mechagodzilla setting off the balance of the Earth.
Right, but I
King
mean,
Kong did not know where Mechagodzilla was, but
but why did Godzilla attack that boat? Nothing with Mecha Godzilla was on that boat.
uh, he did not know that, or she.
But
So
yeah, but
Godzilla,
but they're like of all the boats in the ocean, why would he pick that one?
because in this universe, King Kong has that telepathic link that all kaiju share.
Okay. I guess I don't understand why he decided, oh, I'm going to go attack King Kong now, even though King Kong was just chilling, not causing any problems. He wasn't
Because
destroying anything. He
Godzilla's
just wanted to
purpose
go
in this
home.
movie is to restore balance. He does
But
not know where that upset balance is. So he's basically going around trying to find where is this upset balance. And so he sees, oh, there's this telepathic link to King Kong. I'm going to take him down to see if that restores the balance. It did not. And so then he goes to that one facility and he's like, there's something out of balance here. I need to fix it. And then he leaves. And he's like, where the fuck is this balance needing? And
but
so
he
eventually,
destroyed the facility before he went after Kong.
doesn't matter. Both of them were imbalances to the Earth.
But wouldn't have if he had a telepathic link with Kong, wouldn't he know like, oh, Kong is just trying to go home to the Hollow Earth? Just screw it. He'll problem solve itself.
He doesn't know that. All he knows is that wait, there was just some big monster that was just released from Skull Island. What's going on? Something's going on over here. I need to fix it. And he did.
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I did not question the story.
Maybe you should.
No, because you don't need to, because in Godzilla movies, Godzilla is here to restore balance, and that is what he does. People don't understand it at first, but then in the end, they're like, praise be to Godzilla. Gojira. Are we agreeing to disagree on this?
I mean, I just think like stuff happens in this movie that makes no sense. Like I don't understand their rivalry. Like because in the previous movies, didn't Godzilla get along with some of the other monsters?
Oh, yeah.
So why wouldn't he get along with like why is he like, oh, Kong, you
Yeah.
a-hole, I'm
Well,
gonna just fight you.
yeah. I'll give it to you that the ancient rivalry was a bit shoehorned in and frankly unnecessary. I mean, it gave them the opening to get the battle axe and to get the historic spike, but or I should say prehistoric. But at the same time, you could have just acquired that elsewhere by just breaking it off of him in some other fight. You did not need that ancient battle, but at the same time, like it brought us to the Hollow Earth where we can officially see a Kong is king of the Hollow Earth.
Right. Which going back, that also does once Kong is in the Hollow Earth, he's not a threat to the balance up there. So it's weird that Godzilla was trying to like use his atomic breath to like kill him through the atomic Earth or through the Hollow Earth.
Because he sensed the imbalance. I'm sorry that I keep on going back to that.
I don't know. It seems like if they run into a plot hole, oh, it's the imbalance. It's the imbalance.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna stand by it. That's Godzilla is the great balance
But there
restorer.
wouldn't be no. But if he's in the Hollow Earth, there wouldn't be any imbalance on Earth because
But
Kong
it's
is in the.
collectively Earth.
Okay, but then why didn't he go after Skull Island? It brings me back to this. Like you said,
From the
Kong wasn't
beginning, or
like why
when
wouldn't
he was
he?
in when Kong was in Skull Island, he wasn't pissing anybody off. He
When
didn't
he was
even
in the
need
Hollow Earth, he wasn't pissing anyone off either.
right. Yeah, I
So
mean, so there's really
why
no.
did Godzilla try to attack him in the Hollow Earth?
Why did Godzilla try to attack him in the Hollow Earth?
Like when Godzilla like fired his atomic breath through the ground.
I think it was just because he activated the battle axe. I don't recall the particulars, um, because all I remember in that scene was that okay, King Kong is going to be king of the Hollow Earth, and then the producers were like, well, we need to get Kong from the Hollow Earth to Hong Kong, so can
Yeah.
he just like jump there?
And they're like,
And Godzilla
okay.
was like, yeah, I got you. And he just like blasted a hole, and Kong was like, be there in a few. Just like,
See, in the next movie, I want them to be buddies. Like they're like, yo, like Godzilla like takes his phone out. Yo, Kong, I need your help. King Ghidorah's being an a-hole again. And Kong's like, okay, bro, I'll be right there. And they jump up and they're like back to back with their like fighting stance.
that that would be pretty sick. But I think Mothra has a better chance of coming back.
Maybe. I just want to see them team up. And Mothra could be, there's another missed opportunity. They could have been fighting, and Godzilla could have been about ready to kill Kong, and Kong would be like, save Mothra! And then Godzilla would be like, why did you say that name?
But Mothra doesn't really ever need saving. Mothra kind of just reincarnates,
Uh,
or
I was making a Batman v Superman joke. The whole
oh,
save
I did not
Martha.
call it. I see, I see.
It's
My knowledge of Godzilla is up here, while Batman and Superman are a bit down here.
well, that movie is pretty terrible, so I wouldn't be surprised if you took an SOS pad and scrubbed it from your mind.
Yeah, I mean Ben Affleck as Batman will always be a bit goofy to me.
That's the least. That's the least of that movie's problems. I mean, to be fair, it's very few people can surpass George Clooney in greatness as Batman, but
I to be honest, I have not been prepping myself today for a Batman v Superman discussion, so I will agree with you.
that's fine. We can move on.
So yeah, let's touch base on Mecha Godzilla. And so Mecha Godzilla is, as we discussed, the
Yes.
forming a telepathic link with the dead Ghidorah, and of course, man cannot conquer nature, and so nature ends up going rogue. Who would have thought that? And the mechanics of Mechagodzilla was just way too unbelievable for me. That man
That's the most unbelievable part of the movie.
man cannot create something that beastly. I mean, just look at how successful our spaceships are. It takes so much work to launch some ship into space, and this thing just has like missiles and rockets and all this, and he's just like he cannot take down Godzilla, because if it was um, part kaiju, I would believe that, because if it was like a Mecha Ghidorah or like a Mecha Godzilla, like a literal like a duplicate of Godzilla with some sort of like if he was like a cyborg, I could see that. But this is just straight up human ingenuity, and we ain't that good.
I don't know. I can get behind it. Like I could see them being like, Godzilla's like trashed our like country and the world like two times over now, even under the guise of saving us. We need to have our own form of defense against this a-hole. And Godzilla is a total a-hole. They just want defense against him and other kaijus.
But
And Godzilla's like, no, no, no. I'm the only one who's going to save you. So I will destroy you and everyone in my way to be your savior.
right, so it's a very Godzilla centric theory, but at the same time, Godzilla's been on this earth for longer than we have. If Godzilla destroys a city, he is doing it for the sake of the earth, and therefore for our sake.
Yeah,
And
and I'm sure all the people who died would see it the same way.
I mean, Godzilla
Why did
doesn't
Bryan Cranston have to die?
Godzilla doesn't care how many people die, because he is earth centric. He wants his home to be saved. So yeah, if he were to have to like kill the entire population of the earth to like save the earth, I think he would.
So that
So,
makes Godzilla a bad guy.
but at the same time, like, um,
Like that's what like a James Bond villain would say. Like, there's an overpopulation problem, so I'm going to kill half of the world, and therefore I will save it. And Bond's gonna be like, No, that's not gonna happen,
Yeah,
guy.
in that case, yes. But at the same time, we as a people are so cruel that we are, you know, building these huge things. Because, for instance, in King of Monsters, if we didn't have Godzilla, King Ghidorah would still have come to this Earth and destroyed everything.
Sure. So Godzilla should just take out the bad monsters, not like cities of innocent people.
Right. Well, then tell the bad monsters to stop going in the cities.
Well,
So,
tell Godzilla to be like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna
if they
take the
all
fight out of
bandled
here.
in Antarctica, great. We could like throw our bets on Godzilla because Godzilla ain't dying. But
Well, in,
if
in in those battles, that's one thing. But here, Godzilla's just kind of like, I don't like what you humans are doing, so I'm gonna, fuck your shit up.
yeah, so Godzilla should have, or the bad guy should have built Mechagodzilla over in Antarctica, over with the Nazis.
Well, wasn't the idea that he was building different parts of it across, like, in different centers across the world, and he was just like compiling them all together in Tokyo, or Hong Kong rather? Because like, remember there's that scene when Millie Bobby Brown, where they were like in that facility
Oh, was
and
she
they
in
go in
this
that little
movie?
pod. Yeah, and they were actually human characters, believe it or not. I almost forgot about it too.
Yeah.
Um, and they're like in that pod where they traveled over like 600 miles an hour to get to like wherever the hell they were before, to like Hong Kong in like
Yeah.
10 minutes or something like that.
I don't remember the plot point about that, but
Because
I do.
the conspiracy, I saw the eye of Mechagodzilla being constructed at the very beginning of the movie, and then when they went back, the eye was gone, and so it gave the impression that they were like building it in separate spots so Godzilla wouldn't find it. But as they're getting closer to completion, it was starting to attract Godzilla's attention.
Sure. Yeah. I didn't really think much about that, but that is logical, yeah. Um, but yeah. Um, what did you think of Mechagodzilla?
I thought it looked cool. Um,
Yeah, he
I
was a
mean,
great balance because he was theoretically the best parts of Godzilla and Kong because he had a really big upper body and he had the bulk of Godzilla, so it's like
I like how the two needed to team up to really take him down, because Godzilla could do things that Kong couldn't, and Kong could do things that Godzilla couldn't. Like, Godzilla could not rip Mechagodzilla's head off. He just couldn't. He doesn't have the arms for it. He's like T-Rex arms. But Kong's
not
like,
T-Rex, but
well, he has tiny arms.
I
Um,
mean enough to throw a punch.
I guess, but he not enough to like, Kong's just like, I'm gonna rip shit apart. And so
But I mean, if you remember in the first Godzilla, he did rip open the mandible of the Mufo, I think it was.
I didn't watch the first Godzilla.
How many Godzilla movies have you seen?
Um, None. This is the first one I think I've seen all the way through.
Gosh, you're the
I'm
worst.
sure. No, wait. I'm sure I've seen a couple on Mystery Science Theater back in the day, but I couldn't tell you which ones they were.
There's this
But
one scene out of the first Godzilla movie where
is this the one
he
with Matthew Broderick? Is that in this universe?
no I I remember I watched that like a year or two ago just for the fun of it, and gosh, it's so much fun because Godzilla is such like a T-Rex in that, and it just this isn't the Matthew Broderick podcast, but
Maybe it
uh,
should be. Every podcast should be about Matthew Broderick.
in the first Godzilla of this universe, there's this scene where, spoiler alert, it's the death of one of the MUFOs, but he does a tail whip into a building that I honestly think I watch this clip on YouTube like every 4 or 5 months because it's so good and satisfying because it's just like bam, done, well worth it. That was the one with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Where they played husband and wife, and then in the same year they played brother and sister.
Get some right.
stays in the family. Um, the Going back to the Matthew Broderick one for just a second, I guess the Tokyo Godzilla movies, like the actual owners of the legit real classic Godzilla, they
Yeah,
hated that one so much that because some weird rights issue, they own the rights and likeness of that other Godzilla, like of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla,
sure.
and they brought him in one of their Godzilla movies where they had like all the monsters team up, and they called this one Zilla for clarity's sake.
Yeah,
And I guess the Zilla character in the film is like, all right, I'm going to take on the monsters. He comes in and he's like immediately defeated, like not like no chance at all.
yeah, yeah. Then because I think that was Shin Godzilla. Um, you haven't seen that one? Yeah, that was a newer Tokyo Godzilla movie that was real weird because it kind of gave Godzilla like a new origin story, and it was like really gross because it like he was like this earthworm thing that was like going through the streets, and it was just like it was really gross, but it was like a pretty good movie.
Maybe I should watch more Godzillas.
Yeah, I find them very satisfying, and they're not. But the thing about them is that you can't really watch them passively because you need the subtitles on, um,
Yeah,
and it's
unless you get the a dubbed version.
right, right. Um, which, frankly, I mean, if you're watching a Godzilla movie, it doesn't really matter what they're saying or their voices, but yeah, because it's not something that you can watch passively because it's like you want to watch Godzilla and he's fighting and whatnot. So,
Um, did you? I did see this on HBO Max that they have Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla on there. Did you see
uh,
that one? Like the original.
I've seen so many of these and they all kind of blur together.
Oh, interesting. The third Godzilla movie was Godzilla versus Kong. That can't be right.
No, I haven't seen the Mecha Godzilla. Yeah, because the ones that I recently bought in the past year or two were Mecha Ghidorah and then like All Monsters Attack and then one with Mothra. So, and I want to get some of these more weirder ones like that big blob because I know that there's so many of these and I just want to watch some like random ones that are just like maybe one with Ultraman.
Is there one with all? Probably.
With all of them? No, I don't
No,
think
with
so.
Ultra. No, is there? I was gonna say, is there one with Ultraman? I'm sure there probably is, but
Oh yeah, yeah, because I mean he was a kaiju.
Final Wars, Godzilla Final Wars. That was the one with the Matthew Broderick one that he gets immediately defeated.
Godzilla Final Wars.
Yeah, came out in 2004.
Oh, that's fun. Tokyo SOS.
So,
But yeah. So what else we got about this one?
I mean, it was fun. I mean, despite my criticisms here, it was a fun movie. It knew
Yeah.
exactly what it was. It didn't try to strive to be something bigger than what it was. So,
Yeah, and I'm glad that they really reduced the human roles in it. Because that was one of the big criticisms of the previous ones is that nobody cares about the humans. Um, and they really diminished these roles. And you can't really argue with them because you're like, I didn't want to see them anyway. I mean, well, Millie Bobby Brown is like really breaking out. I mean, if she hasn't already.
oh
Um,
yeah,
and frankly, I think she was just doing this because who wouldn't want to be in a Godzilla film? And
just contractually obliged. It's like, well, this is a paycheck.
Yeah, and it's like,
Millie's got to eat.
right, and her role was like pretty simple, and so it's like not really asking that much of a toll. Um, but yeah, so they really reduced the roles, and yeah, that was a criticism of this, but it's like at the same time, who cares? And by the way, kaiju translates to strange beast.
Ah, well, that settles that. We've gone full circle.
Yeah.
So like, if they came down to you, Gorehound, and said, "All right, Gorehound, we know you love Godzilla. You know you love these monster movies.
Amen.
You get to choose what kind of movie you want next. What would you want? What sort of adventure would you want Godzilla
Uh,
to go on next?"
I would want to see um, Godzilla v some something vague. So we don't necessarily know what the monster is, and if they want to introduce like a new one, uh, that's fine. But I want to see different kaiju come into play. I want to see Mothra be resurrected. I want to see um, Anguirus come in and help, or like the bad guy teams up with like Rodan again, because I want to see different kaiju come into this and do the same exact story. My favorite horror movie is five teens going to a forest. Four of them get killed and one of them survives. I will watch that movie back to back for the next 10 years. Okay.
What if the next Godzilla movie is Godzilla, um, Rodan, uh, Mothra, and two other monsters, and they go into the woods for a long vacation because they've had a lot of fighting. They just need a break. But when they go on the vacation, there's a monster serial killer out that's taking them out one by one.
Oh, like a monster virus.
I was gonna say like Jason's Voorhees, but as a kaiju. Like let's say it's King Goraya, King what's his name? King Gonorrhea, King Gohaya.
I will
I
hang
don't
up.
I don't know what the how to pronounce their names. It's that guy. He's like aha, I'm going to get my revenge, and he's like taking them all out like a cabin in the woods type movie. How's
Is
that sound?
is this Gojira sized serial killer?
Yeah, of course.
Uh, I would take it.
And Bruce Campbell shows up for no reason. He's
What
just
if
there.
Bruce Campbell is the killer?
There you go. It'd be like a Scooby Doo. Find out who you really are, Gahaya.
So
Bruce Campbell.
it's like a dark version of Ultraman, and at the end, Dark Ultraman takes his mask off, and we just see Bruce Campbell
Yeah, and
saying
that's how the movie
"groovy."
ends. Yeah, and that's how the movie ends. No explanation. That's just it.
You know, I'd watch it.
And then there'll be a post-credit sequence of Nick Fury coming in to recruit Godzilla into the Avengers.
Yeah, no, they are not going to merge this with the Avengers. We both know that. So I finally found a list of different kaiju, and I remember there was one time he goes up against Frankenstein or Frankenstein, and it really should be Frankenstein's monster, but I'll let it pass. I would
Don't be that guy.
I would love to see that. Jet, Jaguar. That was what it was. Why did I say Ultraman? Is that another name?
There is
Jet,
an Ultra something.
yeah, Jet
I
Jaguar is the human that was, I think, crowd selected to be like, what kind of kaiju do we want to see? And they were like, Jet Jaguar, and everybody. Well, I don't know if people liked it at the time, but it's kind of like an Easter egg, I think, kind of like that Pokemon from the first generation, Missing No.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Pokemon? What are you talking about, you nerd?
I thought you were a nerd.
I like good things. I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Oh, I've never been able to pronounce this, but it's Destroya, Destroya, I think. It's Destoroya, I think. But I think that would be a sick villain for the next one, because he does look on par with King Ghidorah, and frankly, he looks a lot more menacing than Ghidorah does. Because I think Ghidorah kind of tops the kaiju universe as kind of being like one of Godzilla's apex enemies, and yeah.
I mean, I mean, they have an unlimited amount of like monsters to pull from. So, as long as they find a reason to put it together, they'll make it. They'll do it.
Right, and based on the success of this movie, I mean, I just don't want to wait 3 more years. So, and maybe
You're
just don't.
probably going to be just because of COVID, and they haven't even started making the next one. Like ever since they started the first Godzilla film in what? When did
Yeah,
come out?
because
2013?
King of Monsters was really up in the air. They were like, it didn't do as good as we wanted it to.
Yeah, that forced King Kong versus Godzilla to be pushed back a little bit. Like
Right, yeah.
I think they went back and did some like rewrites and re-editing to be like, okay, let's not repeat the mistakes of that one.
Right, yeah, because this movie, the release date of this was pushed all over the place because I even had on my calendar, like next month it was supposed to be released. Thankfully, they pushed it forward, or pushed it backwards.
I got what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
they pulled it up
right. Oh, quite a few times.
because yeah, when was it originally supposed to come out? Um,
Last year
was it last year?
must be. It must have been because, yeah,
Late, yeah. So
but yeah, I'm very thankful, very happy to know. I guess I'm assuming that there will be a new one coming out in a few years, and I'm going to be the first person to find out about it. And as soon as I hear, but just don't put Godzilla's life on the line. You know, just don't kill Godzilla.
they're
And
not going to kill Godzilla. I can guarantee they might they might do a fake out where they think Godzilla's dead, and then he'll come back and be like, "Bruh, really? Really
right,
want
but
you
like they're gonna be dumbasses and be like pass the baton to like
to
so,
who? Godzilla is Godzilla. You can't pay unless it's like their son of Godzilla or
I don't
something. But
know. We thought that Hugh Jackman was Wolverine, and you know,
well,
be
okay, there's a difference. Hugh Jackman's playing a role. Godzilla's a CGI creation. It's not like any. They can go on and on and on and make these forever.
sure.
Don't worry, Godzilla will be fine.
I don't know. When I'm invested this much emotionally into it, it's I'll never be Eddie's. Gosh, why am I so obsessed with Godzilla?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't help you out there.
but
What about those human characters, huh?
I don't even think that there's much to discuss. Of course, they had to have a podcast in there. It's just like
Yeah.
I'll give it to them. Makes them seem. It's gonna make them sound dated, but yeah, Millie Bobby Brown was kind of the only person worthwhile. I didn't even catch a name on anybody else. I was a bit disappointed to see that there wasn't any The guy from West Wing.
Oh, what? He was in the last one, wasn't he?
Right,
I know
because
who you're talking about.
he's the one who ultimately introduced us to the Hollow Earth theory.
Well, there didn't seem to be a lot of um, because he was with Monarch, right?
Yeah,
There didn't seem to be a lot of Monarch in this movie.
Bradley Whitford.
It seemed like it was mostly
It was
uh
Apex was the
Apex.
villainous
They're the bad
organization.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monarch supposed to be good or bad? I get the impression they're good, but
Um, I think Monarch is neutral. It's kind of like it's just a research organization that monitors all of them, and then Apex is the bad guys.
well, they're not bad guys anymore because they got destroyed.
Oh, they'll be back. Just like Team Rocket, they'll always find a way back. Another Pokemon reference.
Okay.
Honestly, you are falling behind on these references today.
Oh, okay. I'm the one who you have no room to talk, Mister. I don't know anything about Batman and Superman.
Yeah, I stand by that. Just watch a goddamn Godzilla movie. It's not that difficult. I'll
I
give you.
just did watch a Godzilla movie. It's called Godzilla versus Kong.
All right. Next time I see you, I'll give you a few DVDs and you can report back and tell me how emotionally invested you are now.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
So, but I think we're running dry on this movie.
Yeah, we are. I got nothing else to say. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. I'm guessing you would too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about watching it again. But I just.
Better hustle.
Oh
Then
yeah, because it's leaving. But
it's leaving
yeah.
Friday.
Um, because now that I can watch it with a different frame of mind, not where my happiness is on the line, where I could be like, okay, I want to see this battle again.
How upset would you have been if the fight ended the reverse, where it was Kong who defeated Godzilla, but Godzilla still got up, and saved Kong from Mecha Godzilla.
You mean if Godzilla lost, how I would feel?
Yeah, if Godzilla and if there was this movie the same, but Godzilla and Kong switch places at the end.
Where Godzilla, oh, yeah, he still would have lost. Being king of the Hollow Earth is nothing to be proud of.
No, no, I'm not talking about being king of Hollow Earth. I'm just talking about in the fight. In the
So
fight.
if King Kong was standing on top of Godzilla and yelling at him, and then
Yeah.
Godzilla died, I would be upset because then he would have lost. Because it was at that moment that Godzilla won.
But he didn't kill him. He came back and then Kong saved Godzilla's butt.
Because he didn't even care. Because his purpose was not to kill King Kong. At that point, he was like, "Okay, you are not my enemy. Uh, I do not need to kill you." So he's not going to kill him unnecessarily
Right.
because he's a loving God, Zilla.
Hmm.
All right, we ready to cut this out?
Godzilla's a punk. I could take Godzilla. You should watch the movie. I'll send you the link here. Make sure I got the spelling right. Godzilla. Did you ever see the movie Godzilla? Bambi meets Godzilla?
Don't.
You should. You would like it.
Yeah, you
It's
would probably like Hercules in New York too.
no, 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 no. Honestly, you would like this movie. It's not long at all.
What is it? A YouTube video?
It is on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's from the 60s. It's about 2 minutes long. Highly recommend you checking it out. It's an animated Bambi meets Godzilla.
All right, I see it. I will. Give it a shot. Maybe I'll make the Graveyard Queen watch it with me.
Think you would yeah.
We'll see.
I'm gonna get we're gonna I'm gonna check back in with you to make sure you watch this. It's 2 minutes of your life. And it's well worth it. Any Godzilla fan, if you're a real Godzilla fan, you'd watch it.
Don't even. I'll watch it.
Good. We'll come back and find out. So, all right. I got nothing else.
All right. Yeah, we will close this bad boy out. I'm the Gorehound.
And I'm Nick.
We are the all new Culture Cast. Catch you next week.
Next week.
But you gotta stick around for the Twilight. Is that how it goes?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. Next week we're talking about Twilight. You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Check us out on social media. Drop us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out his work on YouTube with Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been the all-new Culture Cast, a saltwater production. Original material copyright 2021. Thanks for listening. I like how you have like all your beer in the corner there.
No, that's all my comic book boxes. If you didn't know, 12-pack sampler boxes fit comics perfectly.